So welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can open multiple windows in our SwiftUI applications. Now, to start with, we have an application with 3 buttons. These buttons will each open a window with a different view inside of it. All right. Now, of course, each view is going to be a color view whose edges ignore the safe area and all that stuff. Pretty simple stuff, but it gets the point across about how you can open multiple windows in your SwiftUI application. Now, let's talk about something that we need to understand before we can begin coding, and that is the difference between a window group and a new scene type that we're going to learn about today called window. So what is window? Well, window is a scene type that allows you to open a new singular window, and you can't create new windows of that window. If you want to do that, then you have to use window group. There are a few other things that window group does for you that window does not, but that is the primary gist. So the window group is generally used for primary windows, for windows that you want to be able to open the same view again in a new window and all that sort of stuff. Window is used when you don't need to do that. So window group is often preferred, especially for primary windows in your applications. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go into our main abstract and create a window. So inside of Xcode, I'm going to go into my abstract here. We see we have a window group, but all right, here we go. Down here at the bottom, we will have we'll have 3 new windows. So window, and then we'll need a couple things for this window. So what we'll need is a title for the window. So the title for the window is going to be red window. We're going to need an ID. So some kind of ID for the window to identify it. And this will be used later when we have to reference it to open it. So we'll say red underscore window, like that. And then content for that window. So inside of the window, it'll simply be color.red. Edges ignoring safe area. All. And then we'll have another window whose title is going to be green window. And then we'll have an ID of green underscore window. And then we'll have some window content where it'll be color.green. Edges ignoring safe area. All. And then finally, window blue window ID of blue underscore window and some content of color blue dot edges ignoring safe area dot all. Just like that. All right. So that is those are our three windows. However, we need to be able to open them because right now there's no way to open these windows. So how do we open windows? Well, there's an environment key for that called open window, and that will take in the ID for the window we want to open. So when we call this open window action, it'll take the ID of the window, search our main app structure for a window scene that has that ID, and opens it. All right. So I'm going to get rid of this other view down here. There we go. That's better. So here at the top of our view, we'll say at environment, pass it / dot open window, var open window. All right. And then inside of each of these buttons, we can say open window. And you can see that this is of type open window action. So open window. And you can see it gives us, we can pass it an ID and a value. But we'll just give it an ID. We'll say red underscore window, like that. All right. For the green window, it'll be open window green underscore window. And then for the blue window, it'll be open window with the ID of blue underscore window. Save. There we go. And then we can run our code here. We have a successful build. All right, so here's our application, 3 buttons. Let's open the red window. And there it is. All right. We can open the green window. And then we can open the blue window. Now, how do we close these windows then? Well, Command W. The red window, close that. So we can close all the windows with Command W, and it works just fine. Now let's close the application with Command Q. However, if you do close your primary window like that, and there's no window displaying, you can do a Command N, and your main window will show up again. That just opens up a new primary window, just like window group intends for to happen there. Otherwise, if it was, say, the green window and we tried Command N, a new green window doesn't show up, but a new primary window does. All right, so that pretty much does it for this video on how we can open new windows in SwiftUI applications. One thing to keep in mind too is that this does work on iPadOS as well as iOS, although you're not dealing with multiple windows on iOS. necessarily as often as you would on the iPad, and even still, you're not going to be working with multiple windows on the iPad as much as you are on the Mac. So with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.